As I remember, Adam, it was upon this passion my father bequeathed me by will, but bore 1,000 crowns, and charged my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there began my sadness. He stay me here at home and keep. For call you that keeping for a gentleman of my birth, that differ not from the stalling of an ox. He let me feed with his hand, bear me the place of a brother, and as much as him lies. Mine's my gentility with my education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me, and the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to militate against this servitude. I will no longer endure it.
Master Orlando, yonder he comes.
Go apart, Adam, and you shall hear how he will shake me up.
No, sir. What makes you here?
Nothing, I am not taught to make anything.
Marry, sir. Be better employed.
Shall I keep your hawk and eat husk with them?
Know you where you are, sir.
I know you are my eldest brother, and in the gentle condition of blood, you should so know me. I have as much of my father in me as you.
What, boy?
Come, elder brother, you are too young for this.
Will Tollien's villain?
I am no villain, I am the youngest son of Sir Roland the Boys, and he is thrice a villain that says such a father begot villains. When you not my brother, I will not take this hand from this throat till this other hand falls out this staunch.
Sweet master, be patient, for your father's remembrance be at the core.
Let me go, I say.
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You have treated me like a peasant, and the spirit of my father grows strong within me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, give me the poor allotary my father left me by testament. With that, I will go buy my fortunes.
Well, sir, get you in. I will not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you leave me.
I will not further offend you than become me for my good.
Get you with him, you old dog.
Is all of my reward most true? I have lost my teeth in your service.
Duke Frederick asks Orlando what his name is, and he replies that he is Orlando, the youngest son of Sir Rowland. Frederick is not happy to hear this, since Sir Rowland was his enemy when he usurped the throne. He wishes Orlando well and departs without giving him any prizes. Celia is ashamed by her father's envious treatment of Orlando, but Rosalind is thrilled because her father was close friends with Sir Rowland. Orlando thanks to Libby for his advice and prize. Libby informs Orlando that of the two girls one is the current Duke's daughter, and the other is the Duke's daughter who was exiled and held by his seizing uncle. To accompany his daughter, who loves more precious than the sister natural born.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste, and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin, within these 10 days, if that doe is found near as 20 miles, do dice for it.
I do beseech your grace. Let me the knowledge of my fault be with me. Never so much as in a thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Thus thou art traitors, thou art thy father's daughter, there's enough.
So was I when your highness took his dukedom. So was I when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord. Or if we did derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My father was no traitor. Then good my liege mistake me not so much to think my poverty is treacherous.
Dear Sovereign, hear me speak.
Celia, we stayed her for your sake, else had she with her father rage along.
If she be a traitor, why so am I? We still have slept together, rose at an instant, learned, play, eat together. Still we went coupled and inseparable.
Thou art a fool, she robs thee of thy name, and thou wilt show more bright and seem more fierce. When she is gone, then open not thy lips, firm and irrevocable in my doom, which I have passed upon her, she is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool, you niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time, you die.
Oh my poor Rosalind, whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I will give thee mine, I charge thee. Be not thou more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not, cousin. Please be cheerful. Knowest thou not the Duke hath banished me his daughter?
That he has not.
No, hath not. Rosalind lacks then the love which teaches thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we be part? Sweet girl, no. Let my father seek another heir. For by this heaven, now at our sorrows play, say that with tokens I'll go along with thee.
Why? Whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger will it be to us, made as we are, to travel forth so far?
I'll put myself in poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber smirch my face. Delight do you, so shall we pass along and never stir a silence.
Were it not better that I did sweet me all points like a man, and in my heart lie there what hidden women's fear the will. We'll have a shoe-washing and a martial outside, as many other managed courts have that do outface it with their semblance.
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I have no worse name than Jove on page, and therefore look you call me Ganymede. But will you be called?
Something that had a reverence to my state, no longer Celia, but Aliena.
But cousin, what if he essayed to steal the clown is full out of your father's court? Will he not be a comfort to our travel?
He'll go along all the wide world with me. Let's away.
Can it be possible that no man saw them? It can't be. Some villains of my court are of consent and sovereign in this.
Hesperia, the princess gentlewoman, confesses that she secretly owes her, your daughter and her cousin must command the part and graces of the whistler that did but lately foil the sinewy charm, and she believes, wherever they are gone, that youth is surely in their company.
Send to that whistler, fetch that gallant hither. If he be absent, bring his brother to me. I'll make him find him. Do this suddenly.
Oh, my gentle master, oh, my sweet master, oh, your memory of old Sir Rowland.
Why, what's the matter?
Oh, unhappy youth, within this roof the enemy of all your graces lives, your brother. This night he means to burn the lodging where you used to lie, and you within it. This house is but a butchery. Abhor it, fear it, do not stay in it.
Why, Peter Adam, would you have me go?
No matter whither, so you stay not here.
What? Would you have me go and bake my food?
I have 500 crowns, the thrifty hire I save under your father. Here is the gold, and all this I give you. Let me be your servant in all your business and necessities.
Oh, good old man. How will end the affair the constant service of antique world? Where service fit for duty, not for meat. Your art not for the fashion of this time, where none will serve but for promotion. But come this way, we will go along together, and there we have this youthful wages spent. We will like upon some settle our content.
Ow, Jupiter, how weary are my spirits!
I care not for my spirits if my legs were not weary.
I could find it in my heart to disgrace my man's apparel and to cry like a woman.
I pray you bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I had rather bear with you than bear you.
Well, this is the force of Arden.
No am I in Arden, the mournful I. When I was at home, I was in a better place, but travelers must be content.
Be so good, Touchstone.
Two shepherds, Corinne and Silvius, arrive and discuss the fact that Silvius is in love with Phoebe. Corinne, an old man, is trying to give Silvius advice, but the younger man is claiming that Corinne is too old to understand the way he feels. Silvius leaves and Rosalind remarks that she can identify with the way Silvius feels. Touchstone then tells them of some of the foolish things he did when he was previously in love. Rosalind orders Touchstone to approach Corin and ask if he will give them food for some gold. Touchstone calls him a clown. She then goes up to Corin and asks if there any place where they can get food. Corin informs her that he works for another man and therefore is not allowed to provide hospitality. However, he mentions that the place is for sale and that Silvius was there to consider purchasing the land and flocks. Rosalind immediately offers to buy the land and hire Corin to take care of it with a rise in oil. Corin happily agrees.
Oh, Jove, this shepherd patient is much upon my fashion.
Mine, but it grows something stale with me.
I pray you, one of you question young man if he for gold will give us any food. I faint almost to death.
Jaques, accompanied by other lords, has been looking for Jaques. He is about to send them away to find Jaques when Jaques appears. The Duke comments that Jaques looks positively merry.
Why, how now, Monsieur? What life is this? That you poor friends must woo your company. What? You look merrily.
A fool! A fool! I made a fool in the forest. A motley fool. A miserable world. As I do live by food, I made a fool.
What fool is this?
Oh, worldly fool, would that I were a fool. I'm ambitious for a motley goat.
Forbear and eat no more.
Why, I've eaten none yet.
Forbear, I say. He dies who touch any of this fruit, till I and my affair are answered.
And you will not be answered with reason. I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food, and let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently. Pardon me, I pray you. I took that all things had been savage here, and therefore put I on the continuance of strict commandment. But whether you are, if ever you have looked on better days, if ever been where milk have knowledge to church, if ever set any good man feast, if ever from your eyelids wept a tear, and know what is to pity and be pitied. Let gentleness my strong enforcement be. In the which of hope I bless, I had my sword.
True is it that we have seen better days, and have with holy bell been knolled to church, and sat a good man's fast, and wiped our eyes of drops that sacred pity has engendered, and therefore sit you down in gentleness.
Then, but forbear your foot a little while. There is poor old man who after me had many a weary step leaped in pure love, till he be first sufficed, afflicted with 2 weeks evil, age and hunger. I will not touch a bit.
Go, find him out, and we will nothing waste till you return.
I thank you, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Though sis, we are not alone unhappy. This white and universal theatre present more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
all the world's stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exit and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his act being 7 ages. At first, the infant, and then the winning schoolboy, and then the lover, and then the soldier, and then the justice. And so he plays his part. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slipper pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His youthful host will save a world too wide for his strong saying, and his big manly voice, turning again toward childish treble, fifes and whistles in his song, last in a world that ends this strength, even for history, is second childness and mere oblivion. Sun's teeth, sun's eyes, sun's taste, sun's everything.
If that you were the good Sir Roland's son, as you have whispered faithfully you were, be truly welcome hither, good old man. Though if art right welcome as thy master is, I am the duke that loved your father. Not see him signs? Sir, that can't be. But look to it. Find out thy brother, wheresoe'er he is. Seek him with candle, bring him dead or living. Within this 12 months, or turn to no more. To seek a living in our territory, thy land, and all things that thou dost call thin, worth Caesar, do we seize into our hands, till thou canst quit thee by thy brother's mouth of what we think against thee.
Oh, that your highness knew my heart in this! I never loved my brother in my life.
More villain thou! Well, push him out of the doors, and let my officers such a natures make an extent upon his house and lands, do this expediently and turn him going.
Hang there, my first, in witness of my love. And you, thrice crowned queen of night, survey with this chaste eye, from this fair spare above. This hunter's name that my full life doth sway. Oh, Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and in their bark my thought I will character, that every eye which in this forest looks shall see this virtue witness everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree the fair, the chaste, and the expressive sea.
From the east to western end, no jewel is like Rosalind, her word being mounted on the wind. Through all the world bears Rosalind. All the pictures fairies lined are but black to Rosalind. Let no be fair be kept in mind, but the fair of Rosalind.
Oh, Come, I'll run you through 8 years together, dinners and suppers and sleeping hours excepted.
No! Out, you damn fool!
You have said, but whether wisely or no, let the forest judge.
Peace!
Helen's cheek but not her heart, Cleopatra's majesty. Atalanta's better part, said Lucretia modesty. This Rosalind of many parts, by heavenly synod was devised, of many faces, eyes, and hearts, to have the touch dearest prized. Heaven would that she these gifts should have, and I to live and die her slave.
Oh, most gentle pulpiter!
How now, big friends? You don't throw here without wondering how thy name should be hanged and carved upon the tree?
I was 7 of the 9 days out of the wonder before you come. For look here, what I found on the palm tree. I was never so berhymed since Pythagoras' time, and that was an iris red, which I can hardly remember.
Trow you who had done this?
Is it a man?
Oh Lord, Lord, it is a hard matter for friends to meet, but mountains may be removed with earthquakes and so encounter.
Nay, but who is it?
Is it possible?
Nay, I pretty know with most petitionary vehemence. Tell me who it is.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again wonderful, and after that of all hopping.
Good, my complexion. Do you think, though I am comparison like a man, I have a doublet and horse in my disposition? 1 inch of delay more is a sea of discovery. I pretty. Tell me who it is quickly, and speak apace. I pretty. Take the cork out of the thy mouth, that might drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your belly.
What manner of man? Is his head worth a heart, or his chin worth a beard?
Nay, he had but a little beard.
Why, God will send more if the man will be thankful. Let me stay the growth of his beard, if thou delay me not the knowledge of his chin.
It is a young
Young who?
Orlando.
Orlando?
Orlando.
Alas, the day. What shall I do with my doublet and hose? What did he when you saw him? What said he? How he looked like? What makes him here? When shall thou see him again? Answer me in 1 word.
Oh, I found him under a tree, like a drop of corn. There lay he, stretched along like a wounded knight.
Aliena! Aliena!
No, you bring me out.
I thank you for your company, but good faith I had a slave, have been myself alone.
I pray you, more no more of my verse with reading them favorably.
Rosalind is your love's name.
Yes, yes,
What stature is she of?
just as high as my heart.
You're full of pretty answers.
Not so, but I answer your right painted cloth from whence you have studied your question.
I'll tarry no longer with you. Farewell, good Signor Love.
I am glad of your departure. Adieu, good Monsieur Melancholy.
Do you hear, Forster?
Very well, what would you?
I pray you, what is it o'clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there's no true lover in the forest. All sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With this shepherd, my sister, here in the skirt of the forest like fringe upon a petticoat.
Your action is something finer than you could purchase in Soremapot a dwelling.
Have been told, so many. But indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak. One that knew courtesy too well, for there he fell in love. I've heard him read many lectures against it, and I thank God I'm not a woman to be touched with so many giddy offenses.
Can you remember any of the principal evil that he lied to the church of women? I've written on some of them.
No, I will not cast away my psyches but on those that are sick. There's a man hounds the forest that abuse our young plants with carving Rosalind on their barks, hangs out upon hawthorns, and elegies on brambles, all forsooth, giving the name of Rosalind. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the caution of love upon him.
I am he that is so lopsided. I pray you to tell your remedy.
There's none of my uncle's mark upon you. He taught me how to know a man in love.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not, a blue eye and sunken, which you have not, a beard neglected, which you have not. Then your heart will be ungraded, your bond unbended, yourself unbuttoned, your show untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are not such a man.
I swear to you, by the white hand of Rosalind, I am that unfortunate he.
But are you so much in love as your rhyme speak?
Neither rhyme or reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness, yet I promise curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any soul?
One, and in this manner, he was to imagine me his love, his ministers, and I set him every day to woo me, at which time would I, being but a monishad, would now like him, now love him, then entertain him, then forswear him, now whip him, then spit at him. That I dare my sweeter for his mad humor of love to living humor of madness, and thus I cured him. And this way will I take upon me to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, that there shall not be one spot of love in it.
I will not be cured yet.
But I would cure you, if you would but call me Rosalind, and come every day to my cot to woo me.
Now, by the faith of my love, I will. Tell me where it is.
Go with me and I'll solve you. And by the way, you shall tell me where in the forest you live. Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Nay, you must call me Rosalind.
Rosalind.
Come, sister, will you go? more talk to me, I will weep.
Do I please, but yet have the grace to consider that tears do not become a mane.
But have I not cause to weep?
As good a cause as one would desire, therefore weep.
But why? Why did he swear he would come this morning and comes not?
Nay, certainly, there is no truth in him.
Not true in love?
Yes, when he is in, but I think he is not in. Worse is not is. Besides, the oath of a lover is no stronger than the word of a tapster. He attends here, in the forest on the Duke, your father.
I met the Duke yesterday. He asked me what parentage I was. I told him of as good as he. He laughed and let me go. But what talk we of others when there is such a man as Rolando?
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind. Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
How now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You lover? And you serve me such another thing never come in my sight more.
My fair Rosalind, I came within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love? Ha! He that will divide a minute into 1,000 parts, and break but a part of 1,000 part of a minute in the face of love. It may be said of him that Cupid has slapped him on the shoulder, but I'll wear in him her wall.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, and you be so tardy. Come now in my sight. I did life be wood of a snail.
Of a snail?
Ay, a snail. For though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better jointer, I think that you make a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
What's that?
Horns?
Virtue is no hornmaker, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind. Come, woo me, woo me. For now I am in a holiday room and lie enough to consent. What would you say to me now? Am I were you very, very Rosalind?
I will kiss before I spoke.
Nay, you had better speak first. Very good orators. When they are out, they will spit. And for lovers lacking matters, the cleanest shave is to kiss.
Who could be out before his beloved mistress?
Merely I should you if I were your mistress. Am not I your Celine?
I take some joy to say you are, because I would be taking of her.
Well, in her person, I say, I will not have you.
Then in mine own person, I die.
No, Fate, die by attorney. The poor world is almost 6,000 years old, and in all this time there was not any man died in his own person in a love cause. Men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them from time to time, but not for love.
I will not have my red Rosalind of this mind, for I protest her frown might kill me.
No, by this hand, it will not kill a fly, but come. Now, I will be your Rosalind in a more coming on this position, and ask me what you will. I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Yes, Fate, will I. Friday and Saturday and all days.
And will you have me?
And 26.
What says you?
Are you not good?
I hope so.
Why, then, can one desire too much of a good thing? Sister, you shall be the priest and marry us. Give me your hands, Ananda. What do you say, sister?
Pray they marry us.
I cannot say the words.
You must begin. Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
Go to. Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
Hey, but when?
I now, as fast as she can marry us.
Then you must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
I take thee, Rosalind, for a wife.
I do take thee, Orlando, for my husband. Now tell me, Orlando, how long would you have her after you have possessed her?
Forever and a day.
Say a day without the ever. Oh no, Orlando. Men are April when they woo, and December when they wed. Maids are May when they merge, but the sky changes when they are wives.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my life she will do as I do.
For this 2 hours, Rosalind, I will leave you.
Alice, dear love, I cannot lay thee 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock, I will be with you again.
Eh? Go your ways. Go your ways. I knew that you would prove. My friend told me as much and I thought no less. That flattering tongue of yours on me. 'Tis but one more cast away and so, come death. 2 o'clock is your hour?
Ay, sweet Rosalind.
By my troth, and in good earnest, and so God meant me, and by all pretty odds that are not dangerous. If you break one jot of your promise or come 1 minute behind of your hour, I will think you the most pathetic break promise and the most hollow lover and the most unworthy of her you call Rosalind. Therefore, beware and keep your promise.
With no less religion than if you wed indeed, my Rosalind. So, adieu.
Adieu!
Adieu.
Adieu! At 2 o'clock!
At 2 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock! At 2! Adieu! At 2 o'clock! At 2 o'clock!
You have simply misused our sex in your love parade.
Ah, girls, 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 my pretty little girls. That thou didn't know how many fathom deep I am in love. Ah, but it cannot be sounded. My affection has an unknown bottom, like the Bay of Portugal.
Rather bottomless.
Oh, I will tell thee, Aliena. I cannot be out of the sight of Orlando, or I will go find a shadow and sigh till he comes.
Oh, and I'll sleep.
What say you now? Is it not past 2 o'clock? And here march Orlando.
I warned you, with pure love and trouble bring, he had taken his bow and arose and is gone forth to sleep.
Oh!
Good morrow, fair ones. Are not you the owners of this house?
It It is now both being asked to say we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to that youth he calls his Rosalind. He sends this bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am. But what must we understand by this?
Son of my shame, if you would know of me what man I am, and how and why and where this handkerchief was stained.
I pray you, tell it.
When last young Orlando parted from you, he promised to return within the hour. And passing through the forest, what befell? Under an oak, a rich man lay sleeping on his bed. About his neck, a green and gilded snake had reached itself. But suddenly seeing Orlando, it unlinked itself and slipped away into a bush, under which bush shade a lioness lay couching, head on ground with cat-like watch, when that the sleeping man should stir. This seen, Orlando did approach the man, and found it was his brother, his elder brother.
Oh, I have heard him speak of that same brother, and he did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
And well he might so do, for well I know he was a natural.
But for Orlando, did he leave him there?
Twice did he turn his back and propose so, but kindness, nobler ever than revenge, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him. In which hurting for miserable slumber, I wait.
Are you his brother?
Wasn't you he rescued?
Was you did so oft, contrive to kill him?
'Twas I, but this not I. I do not shame to tell you what I was, since my confession so sweetly takes its
But for this blood-stained napkin?
by and by, when from the first to last betwixt us two, there's our counsman had most kindly paid, as how I came into that blessed place. In brief, led me to the gentle Jew, who gave me fresh array and entertainment, who led me instantly unto his cave, there stripped himself, and here upon his arm the lioness had torn some fresh vein, which all this while had bled, and now we fainted and cried in finding upon Rosalind.
Oh, why? Oh no, Ganymede, sweet Ganymede.
Will swoon when they do look on blood.
There is more in it. Cousin, Ganymede.
Look, he recovers.
I wish I were at home.
Will you do, Tida? I pray you, will you take him by the arm?
Be of good cheer, you man. You like a man's heart.
I do so. I confess it. I pray you, sir, tell your brother how well I counterfeit.
This is no counterfeit. There is the great testimony to your complexion that is a passion of a nurse.
Counterfeit! I assure you.
Well then, take a good heart and counterfeit to be a man.
So I do. But I faith I should have been a woman by right.
Come, you look paler and paler. Pray you, throw homeward, good sir. Go with us.
That will I.
Counterfeit! I assure you.
It's not possible that on so little acquaintance, yet but saying Aliena you should love her, and loving woo, and wooing she should grant.
Neither call in question my sudden wing, nor her sudden consenting. But say with me, I love Aliena.
Let your wedding be tomorrow. Thither will I invite the Duke and all his contented follower.
Go you and prepare alien.
God save you, brother.
And you, sister?
Oh, my dear Orlando, how it grieves me to see thee wear thy heart in a scar.
It is my arm.
I thought thy heart had been wounded with the claws of the lion.
Wounded it is, but with the eyes of a lady.
Did your brother tell you how I counterfeit this wound when he showed me your handkerchief?
Hey, I'm greater wonder than that.
Oh, I know where you are. Nay, this true. There was never anything so sudden. For your brother and my sister, they are in the very words of love and they will together. Clubs cannot part them.
They shall be married tomorrow, and I will beat the duke to the nuptial. But, oh, how bitter a thing is a look into happiness struck another mine eyes. By so much the more shall I tomorrow be at the height of her happiness. By how much I shall think my brother happy in having what he wishes for.
Why then, tomorrow I cannot serve your turn for Rosalind?
I can live no longer by thinking.
I'll wear you then no longer with idle talking. Know of me then, that I can do strange things. I have, since I was 3 years old, conversed with a magician. And if you do love Rosalind, so need the heart as your guest cries it out. When your brother marries Celia, shall you marry her? It is not impossible to me to set her before your eyes tomorrow, human as it is, and without any danger.
Speakest you in sober meaning?
I do, by my life, which I tender dearly. Though I say I am a magician, therefore, put you in your best array, beat your friends, for if you will be married tomorrow, you shall, and to Rosalind, if you will. Good Duke, receive thy daughter. Hyman from heaven brought her. I brought her here, that thou might join her hand with his, whose heart within his bosom is.
If there be true insight, you are my daughter.
If there be true insight, you are my Rosalind.
I'll have no father, if you be not he. I'll have no husband, if you be not he. Nor never wed women, if you be not she.
O my dear niece, welcome thou art to me, even daughter welcome in no less degree.
Let me have audience for a word of or two. Duke Frederick, hearing how that everyday men of great worth resorted to this forest, addressed a mighty power, which were on foot in his own conduct, purposely to take his brother here and put him to the sword. And to the skirt of his wild wood he came, where meeting with an old religious man, after some question with him, was converted both from his enterprise and from the world, his crown bequeathing to his banished brother, and all their lands restored to them again. that were with him exiled.
Welcome, young man, thou offers fairly to thy brother's wedding. Meantime, forget this new falling dignity and fall into our rustic revelry. Proceed, proceed, we will begin this rites as we do Drysdale and in true delights.
If it be true that a good wine needs no bush, it is true that a good place needs no epilogue. Yet to good wine they do use good bushes, and good place proved no better by the help of good epilogue. What a case am I in then, that am neither a good epilogue nor cannot illustrate with you in the behalf of a good play. I am not furnished like a beggar, therefore to beg will not become me. My way is to conjure you. I will begin with the women. I charge you, oh women, for the love you bear to men, to like as much of this play as please you. And I charge you, O men, for the love you bear to women, that between you and the women the play may please.